Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is the 60 days to CAT series, and in today's video I'm going to talk about different strategies you can adopt for VARC sections, strategies that you should use in mock, strategies that you should use in section tests. What is the intent behind this, right? The intent behind this is what is the intent behind this, right? Basically, why am I suggesting you to adopt these different strategies? The basic intent is you should absolutely experiment. You should try out a few different combinations of how you approach the VARC section. Now, once you've tried out these different combinations, then you settle on an approach and you're like, this is what seems to be working for me. Yet, and there is always that yet, there is always that but in VARC. Don't be too rigid at the end of the day. Always leave room for a little bit of flexibility. The paper pattern might have something different, might have unexpected surprises for you. So always have that flexibility with you, right? Now, for example, it can happen possibly that the RCs are extremely tough. If they're extremely tough, then VA would become more important. So you would have to juggle a few things then in that particular case. But keeping that aside, keeping in mind the general tone and tenor of CAT exams, the fact that generally VARC sections have a combination of questions. Generally, there are tough questions for sure, but there is a combination as well. There are more than enough easy questions if only you can spot them. If you can spot the right RC, spot the right questions, you can do very well in the exam, right? Now, what I want you guys to do is, I don't want you guys to get too attached to mock and section test scores, right? You can use these tests to figure out your best approach. Experiment a little, don't get too attached to these scores, don't be too rigid, try out different combinations and then figure out what works best for you. What kind of strategies am I suggesting? Strategy number one, see the ball, hit the ball. You solve the questions in the order they appear. No selection, chopping or changing. Most students do this. Most of you take this up, you solve the questions as they appear in the exam. Now, my only advice in this case is, if you are following this pattern, is when you are solving these questions, fair enough, you are solving them in the order that they are provided. You are not under any pressure to select an answer for every question. Remember that. In VARC, we make this mistake. We've read the question, we get a gut feeling, option number B calls us out, we call out option number B, we get that gut feeling, based on the sentiment, we pick option B, even though we might not have necessarily solved it on the basis of logic, it might just be your gut feeling. So avoid this, right? You can always select questions, you can always skip questions you're not too sure about, you can mark them for review, come back to them later. Second, if you find any tough RCA, if you find anything outside your comfort zone, you can't get it, just mark that question, move on to the next, come back to it later, right? You don't have to solve every question, right? You don't have to mark every question. You can always come back to them later. So this is strategy number one. You see ball, you hit the ball, the only thing you're going to keep in mind is questions you are sure you're going to mark them, else you're going to mark them for review, and you are going to give yourself that option of skipping RCs, skipping questions or content which you find very difficult to understand. You come back to it later. You do not get stuck. That is super vital. Strategy number one that you try. The next strategy is you flip it. You flip the see the ball, hit the ball strategy. Generally what happens is you get RCs first and VA portion, it follows. Now when you flip the strategy, you solve the VA portion first and then you get back to the RCs later. Now by doing this, what do? You build momentum in the paper. Since you've solved questions which take a lesser amount of time, so in the first 5, 7, 8 minutes, you've solved a lot of questions, you've built momentum, you've built positive intent energy, right? So that also helps at times to calm down the nerves a little, right? The negative of doing this is the positive. The upside is great, right? But there is a negative as well. The biggest negative of this is that you can miss out on some RCs, right? You might run out of time in some occasions because you did VA first. You might miss out on RCs that might have an overall detrimental impact. Now you try this out and see whether you can successfully complete the paper, right? Now a lot of students who start with RCs first and do VA at the end generally struggle at times to attempt the VA portion. They never reach there, right? So for you guys, this might actually work. This might push you to finish your VA a little quicker right at the start when your mind is fresh, and then you can solve the RCs. Again, you put this into practice and you see whether you can apply this, right? Third strategy that you can use, mix and match. You solve one or two RCs, then you go to VA, then you go back to RCs. You mix things up a little. You try to achieve the best of both worlds, where you try to solve the RC with a fresh mind, then you try to increase your attempts by going to the VA portion, and then you go back to the RCs. Now this strategy can work for people who are able to manage time easily in the paper, who have enough speed with them so that they can complete all questions. People who end up way short on time, for you to juggle might actually land you up in more trouble, right? Because you would end up spending a lot of time selecting questions as well. So again, there is a plus side to every strategy, there is a minus side to every strategy. So you apply this as well, you see whether this works for you or not, whether you are able to successfully juggle or not, whether you are able to manage the time or not, and then you see whether you want to take this up or not. So that's something that you've got to do as well. So three different strategies that you can apply is A, see the ball, hit the ball; B, flip it; or C, you mix and match. See what works for you, right? Leave in the comment section a comment which is the strategy that you adopt, right? Now, what is important here? The most important thing is, after doing this exercise, we would have evidence for the strategy that you adopt. Evidence-backed strategies are the best strategies in the world. We don't say which is the best strategy just randomly. We say the one that works best for you. Remember, in VARC, there is no one-size-fit-all strategy. There is no one-size-fit-all approach. You need to identify what works best for you, and that is what you've got to do. Experiment, back it up by evidence. Be completely dispassionate with your experiments. A few mock bad attempts, they don't matter as such. Let there be a few bad scores. Let the scores go up and down. As long as you can figure out what works best for you, you are winning. And that is what you've got to focus on. That is what your intent and energy has to be all about, right? So these are the different things that you guys are going to try. Please try out different combinations. Leave your comments here. We can discuss this further. Make sure you put this into practice and see what works for you. A few mock attempts right now, even if you sacrifice a few mocks at the cost of experimentations, it's absolutely fine. As long as you're doing something consciously, it is absolutely fine. You should do it, right? So that's all for today, guys. I hope this makes sense. I hope you can derive value from this. I hope you can use these experiments to improve your prep. This is Prashant signing off. Thank you very much for watching this video, and happy learning.